Hi, welcome back. Until now, our code has been running in a sequential manner. Okay, that means everything is executed line after line. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to introduce some decision making within the code. Okay, and how we do that is or the very basic way in which we can do that is by using if statements. Okay, so what is the if statement? If statement basically allows us to check for some condition. Okay, and then we'll be able to make uh, or decide which code to execute based on the outcome of that check. Okay, so let's open a new file. Okay, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to save it first. File, save as. Okay, so go to your directory here. Okay, and I'm going to call it if check. All right, so it's called the if check .py. And what I'm going to do is first I'm going to ask the user to key in a number. Okay, so num1. Okay, input, enter a number. Okay, so of course, from what we know, when we enter a number, we still need to do a casting to integer. Okay, what I'm going to show you now is you can actually capture the input and cast it to an integer at the same time. How to do that is to key in the int keyword in front here and put this whole thing in a bracket. Okay, so previously in the early exercise, what we did was we did this. We said num1 equals to int num1, where we took num1, which was actually captured as a string or a character, and converted it to an integer by doing this casting. You can do this step, okay, together while you are capturing the input at the same time. Okay, so that is what I'm showing you here. Now, what I want to do is I want to be able to print out uh, some statements depending on the range of uh, the value that is inside num1. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that if, okay, so the keyword here is if num1 is greater than or equal to 5. Okay, so that is how you must type the statement. So you start off with the if, then you put a condition that you want to check. Okay, and after that you put a colon sign. Okay, and what you notice is once you put a colon sign and you press the enter, you will see that the cursor actually comes slightly indented, okay, by one tab space. Okay, so this is by default how Python behaves. Okay, because basically anything that comes within this uh, block here belongs to the if statement here. Okay, so this is a bit different from those of you who have been used to other type of languages. Usually we have curly braces or some other way of specifying a block of code. Okay, in Python, basically what is used is basically the indent, okay, the space by which the code is actually shifted, okay, to say whether a block some lines of code belong to a if statement or belong to some other statement that is earlier on. So for Python, okay, so once you put a colon and press enter, the cursor comes here slightly indented by one tab space. And what we can do here is we can say we can do a print statement. We can say print, okay, and we can say print um, the number is greater than or equal to 5. Okay, so that is the statement under the condition where num1 is greater than equal to 5. And if I press enter again, it stays within the same indented sort of alignment. So if I want to come out of it, I can press the backspace key and I can go back to the starting of the line. Okay, and I can also do another if statement. I can say if num1 is less than 5, print, and I can say print the number is less than 5. Okay, so in this code here, again I press enter, I come to one tab space indented. So I press enter one more time and I'm going to press the backspace. So I come back to the same alignment as the earlier instructions. Now, I'm just going to add one more statement here and I'm going to explain what's going to happen. I'm going to put a done here. Okay, so what is happening here is, at first I will ask the user for input. After the user enters the input, I will do two checks here. If num1 greater than or equals to 5, I will print this statement. So if this condition is satisfied, I'll print this statement. If this condition is satisfied, I will print this statement. Okay, so either num1 is greater than or equal to 5. The other one is if num1 is less than 5. So either one will be printed. This print statement at the end does not belong to this if or this if. This is after the checks. So this statement here will be printed out regardless of which condition is satisfied. Okay, so let's just save this and run it. Okay, and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to enter a number. So let me just key in number 6 first. Okay, so what do you see? So you can see here that what has happened is I have satisfied the first condition. So this line is printed out, and this condition is not satisfied, so I will not print out this, and then I will come and print the last line. Done. Can you see? Okay, so that is what is happening here. Now let me run it one more time. This time I'm going to key in a number 4, and you can see that in this case the first condition is not satisfied, so I do not print this. And then this condition is satisfied, so I print this, correct? And this print done does not belong to any of the if statements. It is executed regardless of the outcome earlier on. Okay, so that is what you are seeing here. Okay, so in terms of checks, okay, this is what we call a logical check. Okay, so for a logical check, basically what happens is the outcome is either true or false. Okay, so now if I key in num1 here just to see what is happening, you can see that it gives me a value of num1, correct? And if I just key in num1 greater than 3, if I just key in a check like this, what the interpreter is going to do is going to check whether num1 is greater than 3, and it's going to give me a logical answer. Okay, what is the logical answer? The logical answer is true. Okay, because num1 is greater than 3. Okay, so if I were to try this num1 greater than 5, you would say false. Okay, so you can see that this check over here is basically returning a true or a false statement, a true or false response. Okay, and based on that, if this condition is true, then this statement is executed. If this condition is true, then this statement is executed. Okay, so that is how Python, or basically any programming language, interprets this kind of checks or comparisons. Okay, it basically checks one variable against another and gives you what you call a Boolean result. Boolean result is basically true or false. Okay, so I hope you have an idea of how if statements work. Okay, in the next video we're going to extend this a bit more, and we're going to look at if else statements. All right, good. See you soon. Bye.